Hey, if you are a business owner in the UK and you've ever missed a call, inquiry, or a job to a competitor, you might be losing 50 to 100,000 a year without even knowing it. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. The businesses that adopt this system moving forward will win. So, just for context, you might be wondering who's on the screen speaking. I'm not AI, I'm actually real. My name is Michael Lokun, and as you can see, I've worked at, you can check the companies I've worked at and see the actual solutions which I've sold, which is what I'm bringing to the market for my own company as well. So I've actually seen the value and how much money we've actually made businesses. The only difference is instead of 1,000 team businesses, now it's going to be 1 to 20, 1 to 50, small, medium businesses. Anyways, so yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm a real person. Back to the presentation. So I like to think of businesses like a bucket. So a lot of businesses are, a leaky bucket. So, there's calls coming in, inquiries coming in, but the thing is they're losing some of those inquiries, some of those calls because no one's picking up. So just for context on why I started this company, I would finish my day job and I would try to book a service for myself, like cleaning or, something fixed to be fixed in my house or something like that. And I would call businesses on the first page of Google. I would call about 10 businesses and maybe three of them pick up. Like a lot of businesses, I would just call them and no one picks up. No one even calls me back. No one messages me back saying, hey, sorry, I missed your call. How can I help? And maybe that one or two in 10 businesses call me back. And I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. This is something that, I need to bring out to the market and actually help them with this because all these calls, I'll just call somewhere else. I'll just call another business and you've lost me as a customer. So, the response time is really, really slow. Most local businesses are great at their job, but terrible, terrible at capturing or following up with the leads or inquiries that they already get. And, it's like a lot of businesses might be busy, your team's busy, doing work, maybe on break, closing hours, weekends, juggling tasks. But speed to lead is everything. So if you're not speaking to your leads or your inquiries, in seconds or minutes, you're going to lose them because they're going to go somewhere else. And I even speak to a lot of businesses that are doing the same thing, like manual answering the same questions, manually copying information from one CRM to one spreadsheet. Like those are low value tasks. Those are tasks that should be automated away. Those are tasks that are taking time away from the high value task for your business, which is speaking to more customers, sending quotes, or collecting deposits, or any what that looks like for your business. You shouldn't be copying things manually and doing work and all of that should be automated away, which is also something I can help with. Yeah, so as a result, you get customers calling another business seconds later because no one's picking it up to book an appointment instead. And what that means is over 1 year, that's easily tens to hundreds of thousands in lost money that could have gone into your business's bank account because no one's following up, no one's picking the phone, and no one's actually, reaching out to those people that called you. There are two reasons why local businesses lose money online. One is they don't capture leads as they come in, so the lead goes cold, it goes somewhere else. Or two, they're invincible to people actively searching for them right now. However, two does not work without one. We do both, but we want to make sure the first thing is that one, which is fixing the leaks in your bucket. They need to be fixed first before we pour more water into it. And then our system works 24/7. So weekends, weekdays, after hours, when the team is busy, we would work in the background. And you don't need to spend thousands and weeks or months to learn and set up the entire thing from zero, or hiring three extra full-time people, development, and all of those things. We do we do the jobs of three people in one, and we help you with that. So what that looks like is there's an interested person coming to your business, inquiry, calls, social media, websites, and we've set automations at the back end, which if there's a missed call, we text them back immediately within seconds. And we also nurture them based on their return, based on the questions that you want us to ask them to qualify them. We get those, we keep them interested so they don't go somewhere else. That's the whole point. So within seconds, we are messaging them, keeping that conversation going. And in their mind, they think they're speaking to an actual business owner, but it's actually the automation speaking to them, having real conversations that look like a person. And at the end of that, we can send them a link to book on your calendar, or we can just get someone in your team to call them with all that information that we've used to qualify them already. And what that looks like is, we build your proper website or we work with your existing website. It's not about the website, it's about making the website work for you. So, by adding things like AI chatbots, payment processing if they want to pay online. Some people like that. Some people like booking on a calendar. If that's something you want us to do, put a calendar on your website, make them, fill out a form. And not just fill out a form that just goes to your CRM, but like filling out a form that then kicks off an SMS, an email that sends to them, and then they're having conversation the same second they've filled in the form, or maybe 10 seconds later. But the point is, while they're still interested, while it's still hot, we need to get in touch with them immediately, 24/7. And sending up missed call, text back, so no lead slips through the cracks. After a missed call, we text them immediately. Sorry, I missed your call. How can I help you? What's the size of the garden? Things like that in the background without you even thinking about it. And also, we automate review requests after every job is done. So, that helps with ranking your business higher. The more Google reviews you get and the more recent the reviews are. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, we do that as well. So, we integrate with most CRMs, booking tools, invoicing platforms. And after you trust us and you can see how much value and money we can make for your business, then we can start talking about, okay, let's add more water into the bucket. Then we can start looking at optimizing your Google profile, SEO, posting weekly content on social media so you can rank higher and things like that. But that comes after we've patched the bucket. So let me give you a live example. So this was me actually testing out the automation live. I filled out a form, which I'm going to do live as well. And basically, this message came in about, I think it was like 5 seconds later. Hey, Michael, thanks for your interest in da da da. Are you looking for this, that? What's your postcode, please? Also, what timeline were you thinking about getting this done? And, I replied to that automation text. And they messaged me again, oh, got it. Okay. Any details on the tree size or location? Like this is not a real person. This is the automation. This is a live example of the automation. This was not a real person messaging me. And I can't even tell, if obviously I made the automation, but if I'm just a random customer just checking for services, I'm not going to be able to tell that that was not a real person because it's like a real conversation back and forth. Also, if you go on the website, bizvelocityleads.co.uk, you can see the ROI calculator. So you can play around with the numbers, see what that looks like for your business, and see if the numbers make sense. So this is the ROI calculator. But firstly, let's actually look at, the automation, what that looks like. So this is a random website. Say this is your website, and someone comes in and they're trying to sign into your website, trying to opt into your website for the services. Let's do Michael, my name, Michael Lokun. Let's do my number. I'm going to show you live how that looks like. So this is me coming to your website, your business, and actually opting into your contact form. Usually, contact forms don't do this. So I'm going to show you what this actually does. So this is my phone, and we're going to wait for the text to come in. So I've opted in. Let's submit that. Obviously, I've already selected maybe like the service that I want, things like that. I've opted in. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I just got a text. I just got a text. That wasn't even, 3 seconds later, and I just got a text. So that's a real life example of how that works. All the automations working in the background, when people sign up for your services, instead of someone having to manually sift through and reach out back maybe like 5 minutes or 1 hour, this works in the background for your business, and we get their interest while it's still hot. Also, this is the ROI calculator. So if you go on the website, obviously you know your numbers as a business, but this is just a random business. So say you're getting like 60 people interested in your service every month, and you're currently closing one in those three people, one in three of those 60 people, so that's like 20 people, and you're actually getting paid by 20 people every month for your service, for say like an average value of £400 for your service, or like maybe like a moving company or jaw slimming or steam cleaning or something like that, and you're closing 20 people out of those 60 people every single month, and you're making this revenue. When we come into your business and we actually put those lead capture, which doesn't exist, and we actually put those automated follow-ups in your business, what that does is you almost, with the numbers, so 40% increase in lead capture because it wasn't there before, and we actually put that into place, and we actually nurture those leads and automate the process of following up and things like that, and we get a 25% better close rate. What that does is at the end of the year, you've managed to make an extra 71,000 just by having that in the background working for you. You've managed to, in the bank account, have an extra £70,000. And in a month, you're almost doubling your revenue. Just again, by actually capturing those leads and automating that follow up process, not relying on your team to remember to follow up with these people. Like it's already working in the background. You don't have to do anything else. And we're just getting more people through the door, capturing things like that. And obviously, then we start to add, SEO and all those things, social media content, and you know, sort of getting way more people into the door, and the numbers can go crazy. You can go from like 2x to like 3x, 4x. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about social media and all of those things. We're talking about the automations, the leaks getting fixed first in the bucket before we start thinking about pouring more water into the bucket. So this is pouring more water into the bucket, but we have to fix the leaks first. Fixing the leaks first doubles your revenue. And when we start to pour water into the bucket, that's when we go from like 4 times, from 2 times to 4 times. Anyways, so that was a live example. You can go to the website, bizvelocityleads.co.uk, and play around with the numbers and see what that looks like for your business. Again, the website is bizvelocityleads.co.uk. Play around with the calculator and see what that looks like for your business. So, who is this for? This is for businesses that deal with inquiries, calls, leads coming into them, through the website or social media or things like that. This is not for businesses that rely on only referrals, my sister's cousin sort of businesses. No, we want to work with businesses that are already getting inquiries, calls coming in. Those are the businesses this works for, because I want to be able to actually prove how much value we're bringing to your business. Also, this is for businesses that have a website or a number that people can call and visit, because we need to be able to connect through those things. If you don't have a number or if you don't have a website, then it doesn't really make sense. Unless you want us to build that for you, then that's another conversation. But yeah, so businesses with a website or number that people could visit or they call, but not enough customers are booking your services. So we need to look at your website, see why that's the case, and how to actually capture those people that are landing on your website. And this is also for businesses looking to grow and add more revenue or turnover. So if you're a business owner and you're not really looking to grow the business, then there's no point working together, because the point is to make you more money. But if you're not looking to make more money, then there's no point to work together. And also, this is for serious business owners willing to invest in their own success. So who is this not for? Again, this is not for businesses that rely on only referrals, unfortunately. Also, if you're a business with like 100% close rate and you're closing every single cold inquiry, then there's no point working together. But I know a lot of businesses inquiry, they don't catch every lead, every call, they miss things like that. Those are the businesses where there's room for improvement, where I can come in and just automate that process for you on the back end to help you with your business. So if you already have a perfect business, then this is not for you. Also, this is not for businesses that have no idea of their average numbers. So you need to know as a business, what's your revenue? What's your average monthly revenue? Obviously, there's high months, there's low months, seasonality, and things like that. But the average revenue, your average amount of customers that you serve every month, and is it a one off? Is it recurring? Because if you know your numbers, then we can start to track our impact on your business. If we take your business from 5K a month to 10K a month, we only know that because you actually know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, then we don't know how much impact we're bringing in as Biz Velocity leads, which also means that we don't even know what to fix as well. So at this point, I know what you're probably thinking. Why should I trust this random guy on my screen? Well, we don't have any contracts, so there's nothing locking you in or anything like that, like a lot of other businesses do. You can cancel any month. And also, we have a free trial for 14 days. So, a free trial for 14 days means we will give you, some of the automations so you can see how that looks like for your business. Real life testing, when people inquire about your service, how does that look like, and things like that. And once you start to see the value after the 14 days, then you can go, hey, Michael, you know what? Let's start working month to month after that. But if you don't see the value after 14 days, you can just cancel it. Either way, there's no contracts, it's every month, month. If you're not happy with it, we just disconnect the automations and your accounts, and that's it. There is also a money back guarantee. So if you don't see the value, saving you time or money or manual work, we just refund your money. Because again, this has to make sense long term if you're trying to grow your business. So the first 30 to 60 days are very important to us. If you're not seeing the value in the first 30 to 60 days, we just give you your money back. Because I only want to work with businesses long term. I want to make sure you grow long term, you make more money long term, which means it's for a long term thing. It's not 1 month, it's not 2 months. It's long term focus. Also, you would be able to see everything in one view. So every new lead, every conversation, every social media chat, every inquiry, every SMS, you'll be able to see everything. So let me show you a bit of what that looks like. So this is the team inbox. You'd have access to this obviously for your business, and you'll be able to see where every single conversation is happening. So you can scroll up and you can see how that conversation looks like for every single one. So there's nothing like keeping you in the dark or this or that. Like, you have access to see every single thing in real time, how it works. And you can also reply to messages and things like that. You can pick up the conversation. We'll do 90% of the work, but that 10% of actually, if there's a specific question or things like that from the customer, you would obviously come in for that. So you do the 10%, we do the 90%. We take all the extra work off your plate. So what's next? After you see this video, go to the website bizvelocityleads.co.uk, book a call on the calendar. There's a calendar on the website. Book a call and let's look at your current business goals, your current business needs, on a 30 minutes call, and we'll get you started on a free trial just to gain your trust. You don't have to pay for it. It's just a free trial to gain your trust, to show you the value in the system and see how that's working out for your business. And then after that, the monthly billing kicks in. But the 14 days is a free trial. Come test it out, see how that works for your business, and see the value first before you pay for anything. So, looking forward to seeing and speaking to you. Just go on the website, scroll down to calendar, and pick any day that works for you, any day, any time, and just select that and let's have a conversation. Thank you.